everybody, and welcome to another exciting video on living on gold. Now in the past we talked about a strategy for actually living on gold. We noticed that there's really nobody out there making videos that shows you step by step how to go out and find gold deposits, whether they're placer or lode, and then how to process them so that you can actually live on your work. We also mentioned that in order to live on gold, you have to be really well prepared. You can't just buy a sluice or any kind of one piece of equipment and go out and think, well, I'll just put in a lot of time and I'll get gold. Yeah, you can if you move a whole lot of material. Some of the videos that we've seen, a couple of guys that go out to an Arizona wash or a gully they call it, and they'll move 3,000 buckets in 2 weeks. And that's backbreaking work. 3,000 buckets is a lot of tonnage. We're looking at 10 or 20 tons at least. And they'll do that for 2 weeks and they'll come up with maybe 5 ounces of gold. But the work is so hard, they only did it once, it wore them out, and now they're trying to find easier ways like metal detecting and things like that. So what we're saying is that if you're going to go out and if you're going to live on your efforts full-time, mining and processing gold, you have to have good equipment, but it's got to be inexpensive equipment. So our approach is build your own. We're going to show you how to build pieces of equipment that'll turn any individual into a small commercial operation. And that's by doing a lot of the work yourself. Now, last time we talked about our small 6-inch, it wasn't a chain mill, it could have been chain mill, could have been hammer mill. We made a hammer mill. Hammer mills seem to be a little bit more enduring. I like the hammer mill a little better. In the next pieces of equipment we're putting together, we have, this looks like, I believe it's an 11-inch. 10-inch ID, 10.5-inch OD, so it's a 10-inch chain or hammer mill. We'll probably make it into a hammer mill. This is the next size up. This is like small commercial, and this is a front plate for it. It goes along a seal here that's bolted into these bolt tabs. So that's the next stage up. We have another piece of equipment that we're putting together, which is a combination jaw crusher and 16-inch hammer mill. And this shows you a couple of the jaws. Pretty heavy steel. These are 2 jaws that are going into the jaw crusher. These are 8 inches wide by 13 inches long. So they'll take pretty good sized rocks and crush them down to probably 1/2-inch or 1/4-inch gravel. And that'll feed directly into the combination chain or hammer mill that's right on the unit. So that'll be one whole unit. Now with all these systems, these things get heavy. Even our little 6-inch system, when you put everything on there, pumps everything on, it starts weighing quite a bit. So what we're doing is putting everything on casters. For these systems, you want to create a cart with a little bit heavier material than what we use there. This is 1/8-inch wall on these 2 pieces. This is a 2-inch by 2-inch, 1/8-inch wall. You don't have to go heavier than 1/8 inch. This is 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/8-inch wall. So we generally use these 2 by 2 for the 2 rails that we put the casters on. Of course, you want a good caster underneath it, so you're not picking things up. If you pick things up by hand, you're going to wreck your back you're going to age yourself really fast. Put everything on wheels, because this stuff's going to get heavy. So we usually use 2 cross rails of 2-inch, and then your long rails are 1.5 inches. Then you go up from there with your upper structures, whatever you're putting up there. But the cart alone will probably come in at around 150 pounds. Then you start putting something like this on top. This mill's going to be about 200 pounds, so it's already heavier than you can lift up. Now the next unit after that, that has the jaw crusher, 16-inch mill, that's probably going to come in around 300 to 400 pounds just for the unit, and then another 200 pounds for the cart. So you're looking at about 500 pounds. You don't want to lift that, you want to push it on wheels. Going out into the field, well prepared, will guarantee success living on gold. Not only do you have to have the machinery to process the ore, you also have to have the machinery to detect where the gold's at in the first place. Now for that we have really good metal detectors. We have one metal detector, they call it a Gemini 3 from Fisher. It'll actually detect veins 35 feet underground. That's pretty good. Now if you can find good metal deposits anywhere from a couple feet underground to 35 or 40 feet underground, you're really on the gold. You're on a really good gold vein. We have other things that we're putting together that'll help in the whole process, like you can use your UAVs, or what they call drones, to go up above your mountain areas and really pick out which outcroppings that you want to go after and sample. You have to have equipment to get you out there. You have to have a good all-terrain vehicle. We're working on all-terrain vehicles. You got to get up there, you got to gather in a ton or 2 tons at a time, bring it back for processing, run it through your equipment, and really process 1 or 2 tons every week. That is the strategy that we're using. Now to get out to Arizona, we're up here in Michigan, to get out to Arizona, we're putting together camper trucks, trailers, things like that to carry a lot of weight. When you go out there, it's going to be a lot of weight. You're going to look at probably 20 tons of equipment between your vehicles and your processing and your water barrels and all that. It's going to be 20 or 30 tons of equipment. For that you need a good sized truck, you need a good sized trailer. So we're not just rushing out there all of a sudden with a sluice box, throwing a bunch of dirt in there and saying, I got 2 grams of gold, good for me. No, we're taking the time to prepare everything ahead of time, so when we go out we can actually mine and process ore. That's the only way you're going to live on it. The placers are pretty much played out. You're going to have to go for hard rock mining, lode gold processing, and there's a lot of it out there. But you better know how to identify it by looking at the formations, knowing what to go after, and knowing exactly what part of that formation has gold in it. Now for that you can look at, I would suggest Jeff Williams' videos. He's the best at it. He shows you what it looks like. There are others, a few others. There's Dan Hurd up in Canada. I break for Bedrock. We look at some of those videos, but if you stick to Jeff Williams, get all of his videos, study them, it's going to show you how to identify the formation. So that's about it for now. We'll keep working on our equipment, show you updates as we get it put together, operating, and there will be a few other things coming up real soon. Will be some whiteboard drawings and things on how to identify the geology, where the geology, how the geology formed, where gold comes from. Once you understand how it's formed underground, how it comes up, the truth about it, you know exactly how to identify it and get it. There are a lot of strange theories out there, a lot of theories being taught in the universities that are just plain false. It's done by professors. If you've ever talked with professors, most of them are nutty, they're crazy, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. People like us know a whole lot more about what's going on there. So you have to really do your studying. Don't listen to the professors. Take a look at what's right in front of your face. It's right there. The truth is in front of you. Just look at it. Okay, so till the next time, my name is not Jeff. I'm not Roger from Oz. I'm Ken from Copperland, and we'll see you out in the gold fields. Sooner or later, we'll get out there. After we've done all of our preparation, we'll get out there, and that's where we'll see you. Till then, take care of yourself. Stay away from the disease areas, keep yourself healthy. Stay away from people, drop out of the system, get away from society, and get out there all on your own. You'll make it.